Hey guys, it's Fist of Pain. Today we're going to be doing a video about the variable timing solenoids on the General Motors 2.2, 2.4. There's a lot of these little 4-cylinder Ecotec motors. This one is out of a 2012 Chevy Malibu, roughly about 88,000 miles on it. As you can see, tool-wise that we have here, we have just a 1/4-inch socket set, which will need a 8mm, a 10mm, a long extension, ratchet of course, and a pair of pliers. Obviously you can see this one here, it's storing the code for the exhaust side variable timing solenoid. The intake and exhaust are right next to each other, so this video will apply for both of those. So very simply, there's the clamp right here. You can take both these off if you like, it makes things a little bit easier. And there is another clamp that is right, this little groove right here. It's way back in there, that's why you're going to need the long extension to get on there. You could also use a flathead screwdriver, it also works. However, using the long extension with the 8mm socket makes things that much easier. So I've already loosened the clamp on down here, the clamp right here. You can see this one here, that's where you're going to use the pliers for. So we'll take the pliers and we'll get right up on there. Just like so, just move it out of the way. And then you'll just grab the hose and it should just slide right off. So just push it aside. The cap right here just unscrews. Pretty simple, just set it aside. And hopefully you should be ready to give her a little tug off of everything. So pull it from the back, and just like so, and voila. So set that down there. So as you can see, here's the little piece that goes on the throttle body. That's what we were using the long extension for, is right there. So, and then right up here you have your two variable timing solenoids. Obviously you see right here marked right on the valve cover itself. Obviously this one is the intake because that's where the throttle body is located, and then the other side is marked EXH for the exhaust, because obviously the exhaust side is on the back side of the engine. So we're doing the exhaust one, so you just give that little great piece here, grab it on both sides, pull it upward, and then there should be a little tab right on the back side here that you push down, and then it pulls right up. So very simple. So, and then you can see the two screws, one right here for the exhaust side, and then the intake side would be that one there. So we will switch over our socket from our 8mm that we're using to take off all the clamps, and we'll put on our 10mm. So voila, 10mm. Make sure you're going in the right direction. Set it right on top of there, and once you give her that little snug, she's pretty good to go. You just unscrew it all the way, and once unscrewed all the way, this is the hardest part, I guess. Probably need both hands. So let me set that aside. So now that we have the screw loosened up all the way, probably one of the hardest parts is actually getting this out. Most of the time you won't be able to pull it out by just your fingers. So just by grabbing your pliers that you had here, just rotate it a few times here and then pull upward. I already had it out, but the camera had some issues, so I wanted to go back to where it was. So here we are. So now that you get it out, I want to set it aside. It will leak a little bit of oil, so if you have something to kind of to keep things dry, you know, oil free, so just put it on there. So here's a new one. This one here is the exhaust side. It is labeled such on the package. It is usually sealed because of the screen. Let's see if you can kind of get in there. Yeah, see how very small the screen holes are here. You know, it's supposed to help keep all the kind of the junk and debris out of there. So there's a little package, you'll pull it out. The little O-ring right here, you're going to lube up just like you would on an oil filter. I've already done so because I already had this in, so I just backtrack a little bit. So once you get it all said and oiled up, just kind of line her back up inside the hole here, and she should just kind of softly get pushed right back in there in place. Once that's in place, just got to line up your screw here. Start it by finger. You can probably run it down most of the way with just by your finger, so we'll do that first. So it's about as tight as I can get it by finger. Pop that baby on, make sure we're heading in the right direction, and tighten her down a little bit. One. So give her a little snug up there. You don't need to overly crank this. It's not like it's under a lot of pressure or anything. And then you take your little clip, line it up, and once she's lined up, she should just slap right in place. There she goes. And then push your little clip back down, and then you're all set. All you got to do is reinstall it. So we'll push it back into here on the intake part around the throttle body. You want to make sure that everything is seated in fully and properly. And then there's a little stud that's right back here. So, oh, and one right over here as well. So once those are lined back up, make sure you just set everything back in place. Tighten up your couple clamps. And don't forget your little guy right over here. So just slide it back on and just move the clamp right back to where it was. And there you have it. That's how you do the variable timing solenoids on a General Motors Ecotec 4 cylinders.